Hi, I'm Jason Barnard, the brand SERP guy from Kalicube, and today I'm going to explain why Google sometimes generates an answer in generative AI, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it offers you an opportunity to do so, and sometimes it doesn't. Here's the explanation. Number one is Google's search generative experience is actually just a dynamic knowledge panel. It's a knowledge panel built from the content in the web pages behind the search results, but dynamically and not based on the knowledge graph. And that's hugely important, as I'm going to explain. Here we have Kalicube Pro. It has automatically generated an answer with a description, follow-up questions, and the 3 knowledge panel cards, a review, and 2 knowledge panel cards from our own websites. Follow-up questions, very relevant, Kalicube Academy, KGMID. That does not have a knowledge panel. But this implies that Google has enough understanding from its guesswork of what's behind these results on the left-hand side to be able to generate what I would call a dynamic knowledge panel. If I now search for Kalicube, which is our company, here we can see it doesn't automatically generate the answer because it has a knowledge panel here on the right. That knowledge panel isn't particularly rich. It doesn't have knowledge panel cards, so it offers me the opportunity to generate an answer. And there we go. More follow-up questions here. What is the Kalicube process? Kalicube Pro, Kalicube Academy, and reviews here. Kalicube Tuesdays and Kalicube there. And a great description, which is pretty much perfect. It even knows that the Kalicube digital marketing live stream is at 5 p.m. CET Paris, and that's due to our incredibly clear communication. And it's talking about Kalicube Tuesdays. Here, it doesn't generate an answer at the top, a dynamic knowledge panel. It doesn't have a knowledge panel, but it does offer me the opportunity. That implies that it doesn't have enough information to accurately guess. It's not hugely confident in the information it has to build directly that dynamic knowledge panel. As you can see, there are no follow-up questions, which suggests it doesn't know enough about this entity through its guesswork about the results on this left-hand side in order to generate with confidence the search generative experience. Now, that's just our own companies. Now, if we look at Olga Zarr, here we go. Olga Zarr, once again, we have a knowledge panel on the right-hand side. It's not incredibly rich. It doesn't have the knowledge panel cards, and I get the opportunity to generate an answer, and it will generate an answer, creating a dynamic knowledge panel based on its guesswork of what it finds over here on the left-hand side. If, however, I go for Olga Zarr, which is her original name, it has enough information to generate that, but does not show the knowledge panel. So that implies that from her old name, Olga Zarr, it can generate this dynamic knowledge panel. Once again, it's managing to create a great guesswork answer, not based on the knowledge graph, because in the knowledge graph, she's known as Olga Zarr. And then if we look at Joost de Valk, who's a great example for this, we have an incredibly rich knowledge panel with these knowledge panel cards at the top. And what you will see is it doesn't even offer me the opportunity to generate an answer because it's already done it, but this time based on its knowledge and understanding of Joost de Valk in its knowledge graph. So that might not be 100% accurate, but it does indicate how Google is functioning, that it's creating these recommendations on the left. And if we go back to Olga Zarr, we'll see this more clearly. Here we go. There you go. It generates these recommendations on the left. It will generate facts on the right if it has them in the knowledge panel. If it has a knowledge panel, it will offer me the opportunity to generate, but if it doesn't have enough to create a knowledge panel, but it does have enough to have a good guess from the left-hand side, it will generate a search generative experience, generative AI, pseudo dynamic knowledge panel. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.